What's up, guys? It's been a minute since I uploaded. I think like 2 weeks or something. I've been busy. So today marks the second full week of fuel hauling with my trainer. I pretty much got it down pat by now, but the reason that I'm going to be in training for a little bit longer is because we're basically working to get these things called cards. And now I know the reason why all these other companies would not want to do training, because I have to get like 6 or 7 different cards at these things called the rack, where you get the fuel to deliver. So that's the main goal, is getting carded. And sometimes you'll call the terminals and they won't have but one person working there, so it's a little bit of a process. So I should have a couple cards by the end of this week. But man, I got it down pat by now, and I'll tell you what, it is so nice being home every day. I worked, I'll put it this way, I worked 12 hours today. I'm about to be home, and I'm still gonna chill at the house for like 5 hours with the fam before I go to bed and still get solid sleep. Luckily, the terminal isn't too far from my house, so that makes a big difference. It's not crazy close either. It's about 40 minutes. So I wanted to talk about in this video, like, how much that I love fuel hauling. Guys, I don't think I'm ever gonna go back to regular truck driving, or at least over the road or regional or box. It's just a whole different world. So I'll give you a backstory on my trucking history for those of you who have not heard it yet. So I started out in a Coca-Cola warehouse. Before that, I was in the automotive industry for 10 years, and I got out, basically forfeited everything, sold my tools, got the hell out of that industry because I started to hate it. I started to dread going into work. I was freaking miserable. I hated being in the shop around a bunch of dudes, and just the vibes were off, and I was at a lot of different shops and just never felt comfortable, calling it a lifetime career. It took the love out of working on cars away from me, and yeah, I hated it. So I quit with really no backup plan at the time. I was kind of buying and selling iPhones, making ends meet for a while, and then went and fixed phones for a bit. That kind of died off. So I just started from scratch in the warehouse, Coca-Cola, FedEx. But yeah, I did 7 months in the Coca-Cola warehouse, and I saw them put a CDL. They will send you to school to get your CDL, right? So I pulled my manager to the side, and I was like, "Hey man, is this are you guys really got a CDL school?" And he's like, "Talk to this lady in HR." I called her like the next morning, and I basically got a date set for me to go to school, as long as I didn't fuck up in the warehouse. So this was kind of a crazy story. This is story time here, so listen to this, guys. About a week before I was to be sent off to school. This is crazy. I'm just gonna tell you everything. A week before I was about sent off to school, I worked in the warehouse like 2-3 months, but a week before, this guy ran into me with a pallet jacker. He stuck his foot out, and I think I hit him or something like that. And this pansy ass goes to my manager and says I hit him. Like, basically, like, dude, it didn't hurt him. He wasn't injured or anything. It wasn't like that bad, but he made a big deal about it, big baby. Went to my manager, and like, it was a whole thing. So he like brought me into the office. He's like, "Hey, he's saying this," and my manager like knew me, and he was like, "Dude, I think he just wanted to get out of work," and he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, he definitely probably wanted to get out of work." One of us said that. I don't remember the exact exchange, but it was something along those lines, right? So he's like, "I'm supposed to drug test you or something," and I'm like, "Man, he's just trying to get out of work." Dude, I had been smoking pot and stuff up until probably about a couple weeks, but that takes a long time to get out of your system. So I get to CDL school, and I'm like a week in. It was a 4-week training thing, and he calls me on my lunch break one day, and he said, yeah, man, I'm supposed to drug test you and stuff. He was like asking me all these questions. He's like, I'm supposed to drug test you, and if they tell me that, my hands are tied. And I basically was like, come on, man, that's a bunch of crap. You know it is, or something. He's like, all right, man, let me see what I can do. And I never heard from him again. Basically, didn't get drug tested. Thank God, because I probably would have pissed dirty. But either way, I got my CDL. I stopped smoking. And yeah, I was local at Coca-Cola, doing local stuff. And it was basically like a warehouse on wheels. You just haul cases around to the gas stations, Dollar Generals. It was good for a first-time trucking job, but it was very, very physical. And you're working like 13, 14 hours a day. We would do like 70 hours a week. Man, it was you can't do that for a long time, because you're going to kill yourself, kill your body. So I was talking to some of the guys there. I'm like, man, I'm thinking about like hopping in a truck and like really doing this trucking thing. And they're like, man, that's not the way to go. You're never going to be home, blah, blah, blah. So I went to FedEx Ground, pulled doubles. I got my doubles endorsement first. I had my tanker endorsement as well. That's an easy endorsement. And I was at FedEx for like 3 years. I really liked that job. It was good paying. The only reason I left, the contractor switched up on me and sold the routes to another contractor. She was cool at first, but then it was just 6 nights a week. It was mandatory 6 nights. She let me work 5 for a while, but I had no time at home really. I mean, I was home, but I was asleep all the time. Okay, fast forward, did some regional with a company that hauled appliances. It was a cool job, but the regional account went away. And I had an option to go over the road or find a new job. So that's what I did. I found a new job in tanking, chemical tanking. That's what I was doing for the job I'm at now. So I was at a chemical company called Service Transport. Really good company. The only reason I left is because this job was like 2 hours. I had to drive 2 hours from my house just to get to the truck to work all week, and then drive another 2 hours back to the house. We were off weekends. It was an awesome job. My boss was really cool. I really liked that job. It's just when I had my eyes on tanking, I wanted to do fuel hauling. So man, since I was at FedEx, this had happened like 2-3 years. I've been applying. Pilot, Loves, wherever I could find, mom and pops. I could never get a call back. So in my last video, I explained that I finally talked to a fuel hauler at a gas station, and he gave me the plug on a company that was hiring, and they trained. So that's where I'm at now. I'm not going to reveal the company, maybe in a later video. But guys, fuel hauling is everything they say it is. I know I've only been doing it for a short period of time, but I can tell, like, it's the life. So I get 1 weekend day off and 1 weekday, but they're back to back, and I can work 6 days if I want and make extra money. All of our accounts are big gas stations. No, there's a couple mom and pops, but they're like not many. They're few and far between. We get like the big chain stores, Walmarts, QTs, racetracks. So it's gravy. Even some QT truck stops. I really like it, and I'm gonna have some more fuel hauling content in the future. This video is getting long. I'm gonna try to wrap it up here. Long story short, you are outside, you are working with your hands. It's not physical at all. You're just lifting up hoses, minimal stuff. You're opening valves. There's a lot that goes into it though. Like, it can be overwhelming for somebody who's just done dry van work or reefer stuff where you're just bumping docks and you have no tank experience at all. This is a lot more goes into it than just driving the truck down the road and backing it up. I'm not shaming any of those jobs. Those jobs are awesome. We need all types of truckers, That's the beauty of trucking. Not everything in trucking is for everyone. That's why there's so many different things. So whatever works for you, I would go with that and stick with it. This just happens to work for me. I have a young daughter. I need to be home for her to grow up and have ample time with me. I don't want to miss the things that are important to me. So this is what it is. I love it. Let me know what you think about this video. I wanted to share my full trucking story. But I'll catch you guys next time. Stay safe and keep on trucking.